The Israeli attack on southern Beirut was much more than retaliation for the morning's Hezbollah strike on Israel. The Israelis released a video of the impact in southern Beirut from one of their drones. It was also a message to Iran and the United States that Israel's offensive in Lebanon will not end just because Iran includes it in the price of a deal to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. A few nights ago, in the same area that's been bombed in South Beirut, the Hezbollah faithful rallied to support their side in the war. The yellow flags are Hezbollah's, the red, white and green tricolours are Iran's, alongside portraits of Iran's new supreme leader. Hezbollah laid on the music and their message.
We stand with Iran until our last breath. We stand with the leader. This is a path we will never change. We sacrifice ourselves for the South, and we sacrifice ourselves for the men.
America and Israel's war on Iran has unleashed consequences that are changing the Middle East.
These people are cheering on not just Hezbollah, but also the Iranian regime, which is emboldened, it's more prepared to take risks. And that's because the regime has gone through what would have been its worst nightmare, an attack by the Americans and by the Israelis acting together, and they got through it, they survived.
In poor areas loyal to Hezbollah, like this one in Beirut, most people are Shia Muslims, like most Iranians. In these streets, not far from the city centre, local men killed fighting Israel are heroes. Sadala Yusuf says war requires martyrs. We grieve for civilians, but the land demands sacrifice. But many in Lebanon's other big communities, Sunni Muslims and Christians, increasingly blame Hezbollah for dragging them into other people's wars. First Hamas, now Iran's. In Batroun, north of Beirut, they're focusing on the World Cup, not the Middle East war, streaming the big games live. This seaside town is overwhelmingly Christian. The war feels far away, and they want to keep it like that. The local MP is Gebran Bassil, one of Lebanon's most prominent Christian leaders. Lebanon is a country with a lot of problems at the moment. What is the biggest one?
The continuous and endless war since the creation of Israel, since 1948.
Who do you think Hezbollah are fighting for? Are they fighting for Lebanon or are they fighting for Iran?
Unfortunately, Hezbollah is fighting, defending the Lebanese territories, but unfortunately following the Iranian agenda. And that's what made him lose his popular legitimacy.
Drive a couple of hours south and you get to Tyre, close to the border with Israel, empty and broken after months of Israeli airstrikes. Israel's justification, defending border towns, responding to aggression in a war that Prime Minister Netanyahu says is with Hezbollah and Iran, not the Lebanese people. One of the few who stayed in Tyre, Halil Mutoka, says that just isn't true.
All the civilians, they are Muslim, Christian, Dorzi, they are dead by Israel. You know, before 2 months ago, there is one day they attack in Beirut, 100 bombing, the same time and the same hour. How come? You know, when he talk like this, that he attack only Hezbollah. Who's Hezbollah? Hezbollah is they are the people living here. Hezbollah is not coming from another country or from another earth. You see, he don't know what's meaning of Hezbollah.
All of this is a continuation of the war that started on the 7th of October 2023 when Hamas attacked Israel out of Gaza. And that came out of more than a century of unresolved conflict between Arabs and Jews. In the last 2.5 years, leaders at different times have claimed different sorts of victory, unconvincingly. Surely the lesson of the last 2.5 years or so is that a military solution will only produce more of this. There has to be something else. That something could be a carefully constructed political strategy, but diplomacy is being crowded out by war. The latest to lose their homes in Tyre are camping on the beach, waiting with the rest of the world for the unfolding consequences of America and Israel's assumption that their bombs alone would bury the regime in Tehran. Jeremy Bowen, BBC News in Lebanon.